This is John Walker with the Walker Group, and we wanted to go live today and talk a little bit about home inspections. It's always kind of a taboo thing. It's usually the reason that some contracts fall apart. Usually it's either home inspection or financing. That's the two most common. So I figured, why not talk a little bit about home inspections and the top problems that are found on those home inspections. That's definitely the biggest hurdle of buying a house. If you're a buyer, you're thinking, is this house in good shape? And if you're a seller, you're thinking, good Lord, let's make sure that, we pass this inspection, right? So there's concerns on both sides. And the ultimate goal is for both parties to be happy, right? The buyer wants to buy the house and make sure the house is in good shape. Seller wants to sell the house because, they're moving on to the next stage of life and they're ready to sell the property. And so they want to make sure that the inspection goes well. So what are some of those things? So there's a faulty electrical wiring. That's one of the most common ones. And that can be in the breaker box. It could be in the attic. A lot of times you'll see junctions where they're not in a junction box, and that can cause a problem and a safety concern. And then the last thing is most commonly would be your GFCIs. Over the last few years, that's become more commonplace to have GFCI outlets in your kitchen and bathrooms. And it's one of those things that you don't see in older homes. It's a lot more common in homes that are like 20 years or newer. If it's older than, say, 20, 25 years, a lot of times you just won't see it in there. They're not very expensive, and they're not very difficult to do. But those are probably the most common ones. So faulty electrical wiring. Number two would be roof concerns. A lot of times you'll have some roof concerns where, the shingles look old, you have some hail damage. Another one is you have a tree where the limbs are, touching the roof because they haven't been trimmed back, and so they're just all the time rubbing on the roof and creating more issues with the shingles to where it's rubbing off the granules on the shingles, which kind of rolls into the number three is neglected home maintenance. So that in itself causes a lot of these other issues. So neglected home maintenance. What are some things that I mean by that? Make sure you trim your trees back off of your roof to where they're not like hanging over it and touching. Pressure washing, make sure that green stuff is not building up on your fascia and on your siding. Around the bottom of your brick, sometimes it will get dirty and you'll have that green stuff, that builds up. So make sure you're pressure washing your house like once a year, twice a year. Change your air filter. A lot of people, you get busy. Life's busy, right? So make sure that you're changing your air filter because that will cause problems with your air conditioner. And that will, create more problems and more expensive problems. You clean your gutters out, clean your roof off. We're talking about trimming back the limbs, but also, especially Pineville and, areas around here, we have a lot of pine straw, a lot of leaves. Make sure you're cleaning your roof off. Make sure you're cleaning out your gutters. If there's a lot of leaves and pine straw, it's going to build up and then make the roof leak because the rain can't go anywhere and it's going to go backwards, basically, and then it goes under the shingles. So that could cause a leak. So neglected home maintenance is huge, and that is what will cause a lot of these other things to happen. Next is plumbing concerns, which is usually either a small leak around your air conditioning area or around your hot water heater, or it may be that the TPR valve, which is like the pressure release valve. So, if the pressure builds up in your hot water heater and it needs to get out of there, that's what that's for. And if you don't have one or it's not plumbed correctly, it can cause the water to leak in your home. So that needs to be done right as well. And then lastly is HVAC issues. that goes back to, change your filter. Make sure you're having your air conditioner serviced like once a year, maybe once every 2 years if it's a newer system. Just make sure that you have it checked. And those are your 5 most common things. So we have faulty electrical wiring, roof concerns, neglected home maintenance, plumbing issues, and air conditioner and heat issues. So, if you're thinking about selling, those are the things that you want to kind of keep your eyes on. Make sure that they're all in good order. If you're thinking about buying, those are your ones that you want to kind of keep your eyes open for. We always can, do home warranties that will help make the buyer feel better about buying a home that has some things that are older. And always, think about that as you move forward. If you're not buying a new home, there's always going to be concerns and there's always going to be issues as you move forward with owning your own home. That's something that we tell first-time home buyers. As you buy your first home, you have to maintain it and you have to take care of it. You're going to have, times where things have to get replaced. It's just like owning a vehicle and getting it serviced and replacing. Over time, you're going to have to take care of your house and take care of these things. So unless you're buying a brand new construction, which of course you have to pay for, right? I mean, a brand new home is going to cost more than an older home. So if you're buying an older home and it's not brand new, there's going to be things that are not perfect. There may be a hot water heater that is 15 years old or an air conditioner that's 20 years old. And so that's when we have to focus on making sure that you have a home warranty, making sure we have them checked out and they're working and they're in good functional condition. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful for somebody. I know a lot of you may see it after the fact, and then we'll save this on our YouTube channel as well. And if y'all have any questions, just let us know. I hope y'all have a good weekend. We may be getting some bad weather tonight. And so everybody stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Y'all have a good one. Thanks, guys.